You're over 60, you drink water every day because you know hydration is important. But what if I told you that the way you're drinking water could actually be stressing your kidneys? Research shows that aging kidneys lose about 1% of their filtering capacity every year after 40. By the time you're 70, they're working at significantly reduced efficiency. This means habits that were perfectly fine at 30 can become problematic at 65. The good news? Small adjustments to when, how much, and how you drink water can make all the difference. In this video, we'll cover 4 common mistakes seniors make and 5 simple habits that support kidney health. Remember, this is educational information only. Your individual needs may vary, so discuss any changes with your healthcare provider. Let's start by understanding what happens to your kidneys as you age. The kidneys filter about 50 gallons of blood every day, removing waste and balancing electrolytes. But after age 40, the number of functioning nephrons begins to decline. By age 70, many people have lost 20 to 30% of their kidney function. This isn't kidney disease, it's normal aging. But it does mean your kidneys work more slowly and respond differently to sudden changes in fluid intake. This is where drinking habits become critical. Your kidneys still do their job faithfully, yet they prefer smooth and predictable inputs rather than abrupt surges. When you give them a calm, steady stream of fluid, they regulate efficiently. When you flood them, they must scramble to protect your sodium balance and overall stability. Mistake number 1: drinking too much water at once. When you drink a large amount of water very quickly, your kidneys have to process that sudden flood all at once. For aging kidneys, this can be challenging. But there's a bigger risk: hyponatremia, when sodium in your blood drops too low because it's been diluted by excess water. This condition is more common in seniors because aging kidneys are less efficient at concentrating urine and conserving sodium. When you suddenly drink a liter or more of water, your body dilutes the sodium in your bloodstream. In younger people, healthy kidneys quickly adjust. But in seniors, especially those taking diuretics or blood pressure medications, this adjustment happens more slowly. The result can be confusion, dizziness, nausea, muscle weakness, and in severe cases, seizures. People often misread that heavy, cloudy feeling after a rushed bottle of water as simple fatigue, yet it may be the body asking for a slower pace. The answer is not to fear water, but to respect the tempo that your kidneys can comfortably handle. A 72-year-old retired accountant from Colorado experienced this firsthand. He'd read that drinking a lot of water first thing in the morning was good for flushing toxins, so every morning he drank a full liter within 15 minutes. He also drank heavily before bed. Within weeks, his wife noticed he seemed confused and unsteady. His doctor found his sodium levels had dropped dangerously low. Once he adjusted to smaller, more frequent amounts, his symptoms improved within days. He didn't change what he drank. He changed how he drank it. Spacing out his intake cleared his mind, steadied his energy, and stopped the morning fog that had crept into his days. So how much is too much at once? Most kidney specialists suggest seniors avoid drinking more than about 8 ounces within 15 minutes. Instead, spread your intake throughout the day. Think of it like feeding your kidneys a steady stream rather than overwhelming them with a flood. If you haven't had water all day, resist the urge to gulp down multiple glasses. Sip slowly over the next hour or two. If you're physically active or spending time outdoors, start earlier and sip sooner rather than trying to catch up in one go. Your internal systems prefer gradual changes to sudden swings, and your stomach, brain, and kidneys will all respond better when you choose rhythm over rush. Mistake number 2: drinking excessive water before bed. Many seniors do this worrying about waking up dehydrated or getting leg cramps, but drinking large amounts in the hour before bed creates several problems. First, it almost guarantees multiple nighttime bathroom trips. For seniors, these trips are a leading cause of falls. When you wake suddenly from sleep, you're disoriented, Your blood pressure may drop when you stand, and your balance isn't as steady. Studies consistently show that people who wake multiple times to urinate have significantly higher rates of falls and hip fractures. Even without a fall, the cost to your rest is real. Each awakening steals time from the deep restorative stages that keep memory sharp and mood stable. Trading sleep for a late-night water surge is a bargain that rarely works in your favor. Beyond fall risk, excessive water before bed disrupts sleep quality. Every time you wake to urinate, you interrupt your sleep cycle, and the next day begins with a deficit. There is also a kidney-specific reason to avoid late-night loading. Your kidneys follow a daily rhythm. At night, they produce less, more concentrated urine. When you drink heavily before bed, you override this rhythm and push them to work at higher capacity, just as the rest of your body is trying to power down. A calmer evening pattern respects that natural rhythm and allows you to wake clearer and brighter. A better plan is to taper your water intake as evening approaches. Have your last full glass about 2 hours before bedtime. If you're thirsty closer to bedtime, take just a few small sips. If you frequently wake thirsty during the night, that is a sign you need steadier daytime sipping, not a large drink at midnight. People are surprised by how quickly sleep improves when afternoon rhythm replaces late-night catch-up. Within a week, many notice fewer awakenings, steadier energy, and better mornings. Mistake number 3, wrong timing with medications. If you take medications, and most people over 60 take at least one daily, the timing of your water intake matters. Some medications are diuretics, designed to help your body eliminate excess fluid. Common ones include furosemide and hydrochlorothiazide. When you take a diuretic, your kidneys increase urine production. If you're also drinking large amounts of water around the same time, you create a compounding effect that can lead to excessive urination and electrolyte imbalances. Even without a classic diuretic, certain blood pressure medicines, pain relievers, and antidepressants influence how your body handles water and salt. Too little water with a pill can irritate the esophagus. Too much at a poorly chosen moment can leave you lightheaded and depleted. The art is in the spacing so that absorption is safe and smooth, while your kidneys are not overwhelmed during peak drug action. Most diuretics reach peak effect within 1 to 2 hours after taking them. If you take a diuretic in the morning, avoid drinking large amounts during that peak window unless your clinician advises it. On the other hand, some medications require adequate water for proper absorption or to protect your kidneys. Certain antibiotics, pain relievers, and osteoporosis medications are gentler when taken with a full glass. Others, like thyroid medication, should be taken with water but on an empty stomach, with a wait before eating or taking other pills. A simple written plan that lists what to take first with a sip, what to take later with a glass, and what to keep separate from calcium or iron prevents the roller coaster of dizziness, urgency, and fatigue that guessing creates. A 76-year-old woman from Maine took a diuretic for blood pressure, calcium for bones, and thyroid medication all first thing in the morning with a large glass of water. She couldn't understand why she felt dizzy and weak by mid-morning. Her doctor realized the diuretic and large water intake together were causing excessive fluid loss, while calcium was interfering with her thyroid medication. By staggering these medications and adjusting water timing, her symptoms resolved. She didn't change the total amount of water she drank in a day. She rearranged the timing. That small shift brought back steady mornings and clearer afternoons. So what should you do? Make a list of all your medications and ask your doctor or pharmacist about the best timing for water intake with each one. Some should be taken with a full glass, others with just a sip, and some on an empty stomach separated from meals or minerals. Never assume all medications should be taken together. Create a routine you can follow daily. Keep it where you will see it and review it whenever your prescriptions change. Mistake number 4, drinking poor quality or contaminated water. Water quality becomes especially important after 60 because aging kidneys are less efficient at filtering out toxins and heavy metals. Substances that younger kidneys easily eliminate can accumulate in older bodies. Many municipal water systems are safe, but some still contain trace amounts of heavy metals like lead, arsenic, or copper, often from older pipes and solder. In homes built before stricter regulations, plumbing can leach metals into the water you drink. Even when water leaves the treatment plant in excellent condition, the last stretch through household pipes can change what flows from your tap. It's not about fear, it's about being informed so your kidneys face a cleaner job. Lead is particularly concerning for seniors. It accumulates in bones over a lifetime, and as bones lose density with age, stored lead can be released back into the bloodstream. Even low-level chronic exposure has been linked to cognitive decline, high blood pressure, and kidney damage. Arsenic in some well systems carries its own risks. Chlorine and fluoride added for public health are generally safe at typical levels, yet some people are sensitive to the taste or smell. The fix starts with knowing your source, reviewing a water quality report or testing a well, and then choosing a filter that actually targets the issues present. Whatever system you use, maintain it on schedule. A neglected cartridge cannot protect you, and a calendar reminder is a small step that makes a big difference. Now let's shift to the positive side. What should you be doing instead? Healthy hydration after 60 begins with a gentle morning glass. Your kidneys have been in rest mode overnight. When you wake up, rehydrate without rushing. 1 cup, about 8 ounces, of room temperature or slightly warm water within the first 30 minutes of waking is a calm signal to begin the day. If you enjoy a squeeze of lemon, that's fine unless acidity bothers you. The point is not flavor. The point is pace, and that pace sets a friendly rhythm for the hours that follow. Throughout the day, sip small amounts frequently instead of waiting until you feel parched. A few swallows every hour or two while you are awake keeps a steady flow that your kidneys can manage easily. If you tend to forget, pair sips with routines you already perform, returning from a short walk, reading a chapter, preparing a meal, checking messages, or finishing a task. A small glass on the counter often works better than a giant bottle because it encourages gentle refills rather than big gulps. As for total intake, the old 8 glasses rule is not precise for everyone. A reasonable starting point is roughly half your body weight in ounces spread throughout the day, and then you adjust with your clinician's guidance based on health conditions, climate, and activity. Use your urine color as simple feedback. Pale yellow suggests you are on track. Darker yellow means you likely need more steady sips. Crystal clear urine all day may signal that you are overdoing it or loading late in the evening. Vitamins and foods can temporarily change color, so look for patterns and match what you see with how you feel. Lightheadedness, dry mouth, and sluggishness often travel with darker urine. Puffy hands, frequent urination, and repeated awakenings point the other way. Learning this small language of the body helps you steer without stress. Do not forget electrolytes, especially in hot weather. Water alone is not the full story. You also need minerals like sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium to keep fluid balance healthy. When you sweat, you lose both water and electrolytes. If you replace only the water, you can create an imbalance. You do not need fancy products to manage this. With medical guidance when appropriate, include foods that help: tomatoes, yogurt, leafy greens, beans, bananas, nuts, and seeds. If you have to limit sodium or potassium for a medical reason, get a personal plan rather than guessing. Small, timely snacks often prevent the evening fatigue that tempts people to chug water after dinner. Finally, include water quality as part of hydration rather than an afterthought. If you use municipal water, read the local report. If you use a well, test it at recommended intervals. Choose filters that address your actual issues. Set reminders to change cartridges. Use cold water for drinking and cooking. And flush taps after long periods without use. When traveling or staying in unfamiliar buildings, consider bottled water from a reliable source if you are unsure about plumbing. These calm steps reduce background stress so your kidneys can focus on what they do best. Now let's bring everything together. Proper hydration after 60 isn't just about drinking more water. It's about drinking the right amount at the right times in the right way. Aging kidneys need consistency more than extremes, clean sources more than questionable ones, and balanced electrolytes more than fads. By avoiding the 4 common mistakes and adopting a calm, daytime-focused pattern of sipping, you give your kidneys the best chance to keep working well for years to come. Small changes add up when repeated, and the simple rhythm you set today becomes tomorrow's steadiness. Remember, everyone's situation is different. Your health conditions, medications, activity level, and climate all affect your hydration needs. That's why it's important to work with your healthcare provider to create a plan tailored to you. Never make drastic changes to your fluid intake without discussing it first, especially if you have heart disease, kidney disease, or take medications that affect fluid balance. If your clinician gives you a daily limit, ask how to distribute it across the day so that you stay comfortable and sleep well. If they encourage more during a heat wave, start earlier so your kidneys are not forced to sprint at night. Hydration is one of those fundamental health habits that's easy to overlook because it seems so basic. But after 60, when your kidneys are working with reduced capacity, the details matter more than ever. The good news is that with a little awareness and some simple adjustments, you can protect your kidney health while staying properly hydrated. You don't need expensive supplements or complicated routines. You need rhythm, consistency, and respect for how your body works now. The pattern you set with your glass today becomes tomorrow's stability, and steady inputs produce steady, comfortable days. Now I want to hear from you. First question, which of these 4 mistakes have you been making without realizing it? Second question, what's your biggest challenge when it comes to staying hydrated? Share your experiences in the comments. Your story might help another senior dealing with the same issue. If this video gave you useful information, please hit the like button. Share this video with friends or family members over 60 who might benefit. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. We're dedicated to providing evidence-based health information that helps seniors live stronger, healthier, and more independent lives. Remember, your health is your most valuable asset. Protecting it starts with understanding how your body works at your age and making small, consistent choices that support rather than stress your systems. Take care of your kidneys, and they'll take care of you. Thank you for watching. Stay hydrated, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next video. As you consider these changes, it helps to understand why they work. The kidneys constantly sense the composition of your blood and adjust how much water and salt to retain. A hormone called antidiuretic hormone rises to help you conserve water and falls to allow more urine to be made. With age, that signaling can become less precise, and the kidneys may receive slightly less blood flow than they once did. That is why gentle, predictable inputs are so effective. They match the slower, steadier pace of an older system. By the time you feel very thirsty, your body may already be playing catch-up, so regular small sips prevent the late scramble and the urge to chug. It may help to picture a typical day. Imagine waking and taking a calm 8-ounce glass over 10 minutes, then having a few swallows with breakfast. Mid-morning, you pause for a brief stretch and a small drink. Lunch arrives and you enjoy another modest glass. Through the afternoon, you link hydration to routines you already do. Returning a message, finishing a chore, stepping outside for fresh air. Dinner includes a comfortable glass, and after that, you taper, keeping only a small sip nearby if you feel dry. Some people ask about coffee, tea, and alcohol. Moderate coffee or tea can fit for many adults and does contribute fluid, but avoid it late if it sends you to the bathroom or disturbs sleep. Alcohol is dehydrating and fragments sleep. If you choose to drink, alternate with water and avoid it near bedtime so you do not undo the calm rhythm you are building. Heat and activity change needs. In hot weather or during gardening and walks, begin sipping earlier and, if your clinician agrees, pair water with appropriate electrolytes. Do not wait until you finish a long task to take a large drink. Keep a small glass or bottle nearby and take measured sips at natural pauses. Then continue with steady replenishment rather than a single bolus. Travel can complicate things because schedules shift and unfamiliar water may taste different. On flights, the air is dry, thirst cues are muted, and it is easy to drink too little early than too much at once before landing. Plan small, periodic sips throughout the flight and stretch when it is safe. Water-rich foods support the plan. Fruits, vegetables, soups, and broths contribute moisture that is absorbed gradually alongside fiber and minerals. A bowl of vegetable soup at lunch or slices of cucumber at dinner do not replace water, but they complement it and make the overall pattern feel natural. If swelling in the feet or ankles worries you, resist the urge to sharply cut back, then overcompensate late. Talk with your clinician about the cause, adopt pacing with moderate earlier sips, add gentle movement for circulation, and taper in the evening. Within a week, many people notice less puffiness without the rebound thirst that drives nighttime drinking. Constipation is another common issue with age. People sometimes respond by gulping large amounts of water all at once. Smaller, regular amounts paired with fiber-rich foods and light activity are more effective and kinder to your system. In hydration, rhythm consistently beats volume. None of this asks you to be perfect. It asks you to be consistent. If one day gets away from you, simply return to the pattern the next day. Health is built from the averages of many ordinary days, and steady, friendly habits are what make those averages work in your favor. Over time, small wins add up to steady comfort.